right, this is our Thanksgiving episode. I want to know why when I click record on StreamYard, it starts at 12 seconds. So did it start recording 12 seconds ago?
I just wondered that. It's like, wait, hold on.
I just hit record.
Ready.
This does not make any sense. Like, no. So does it have me picking my nose like 10 minutes ago?
I wonder. What was I doing 10 seconds ago?
Yeah, it's a good thing that I review this in Adobe Premiere before I upload to YouTube, because I'm sure like I could get caught like, doing something like slapping myself in the face or making a rude comment to Skip. It's something there. So this is our Thanksgiving episode, and what we like to do is talk about how holidays are different for IT than a lot of professions, except for maybe medical, where it gets much worse. Medical professions probably have it the worst over holidays. But I'm going to go ahead and play the victim here and say IT sucks over holidays. But now that I'm on the more administrative side of IT, it's not so bad. What I've learned about in the administrative side is that we are a global IT company. We run with clients all over the world. Mm-hmm. And in the United States, for whatever reason, we shut down for 2 days over Thanksgiving. Every other holiday gets like 1 day.
Yep. You're lucky if you get a half day for Christmas Eve with some of them.
Yeah. You might work government and they'll announce, you get the half day off. And all of the PTO hoarders go, no, because they've got it down to like the hour. And that means they burned 4 hours by getting the Christmas Eve off. And a lot of people are confused about what I just said, but all of you who've worked in government know exactly what I'm saying. Yep. So anyways, the weird thing about it is like the United States is one of the world's biggest economies. And we shut down for 2 days for Turkey. And absolutely. How does that affect you as a company? Now in IT, it's like, yay, 4-day change window. Who wants double time? That's kind of the questions you're asking. And then in other countries, it's like you have Canada. They celebrate Thanksgiving at a completely different time than we do. And it's not real Thanksgiving. We call it fake Thanksgiving. And then you have different countries with their holidays. Like we'll be reaching out to our dev team, and the dev team's like, nope, we're on holiday. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
What holiday? Yeah.
What kind of holidays do you have down there?
Yeah. And theirs aren't very long, but they seem to have quite a few of them.
So, I know. They really know how to celebrate life out in those European countries.
They do. That's pretty good.
So I like to talk through like this year in Thanksgiving, what's been weird about the economy is that we spent the first half of this year expecting a recession and this really bad turn down of the economy. And then we look at the consumer confidence index and we look at the reports that are coming out, and like trading is going up. People are investing in futures, and we're seeing some people are very, very, or not trading in futures, but like the stock market trade that's going on and is all heavily dependent on the future economy growing.
Yeah.
And so what we're seeing is a lot of confidence in coming up. And so there are a lot of people expecting Friday and Monday. So in the United States, Friday is Black Friday, where all the stores have their big sales. And then Cyber Monday is more of a global feature where you can come in and get some insane deals on tech. And a lot of you MSPs know what we're talking about here, where you say, hey, you wait till Cyber Monday to get some good deals on PCs. Or your client gets some good deals on PCs and says, hey, install these.
Yeah.
You're like,
that's
not our standard image, folks.
Well, I really like, this is, I've mentioned it several times, this is my favorite holiday. I really like Thanksgiving because there's so many less expectations around it. I mean, eat, relax. That's the expectations of Thanksgiving. Yeah. So that's an easy one, but it is challenging sometimes, balancing the schedules, your family commitments, your work commitments, and then being sensitive of everyone else's. If we're going to push on through, right to the last minute of the wire on Wednesday, that may be great, but there are other people that try to, stretch that a little bit. And I know next week is going to be a very awkward week. So everyone we're dealing with, it's like, are they in the office? Are they out? Are they doing some sort of halfway in between things? And it just makes, IT a lot more challenging, and it compounds. We've been kind of hammering on this for a while, but it compounds the problems that we probably would be better off if we didn't have right now, because we're closing out the year, right? So this begins the end of normal business functions for the next, 6 weeks. And it's a bit challenging. If this holiday were moved maybe further up in the year, it might.
Now you're agreeing with the Canadians.
No, I'm not. I'm talking like, summer or some spring, I don't know, sometime. But right here, so close to Christmas and all of the craziness that comes with Christmas, this makes it a very challenging time for our economy. And, we have to be prepared for it, but there's not much we can do about it, to combat it, other than, pushing things off to other time frames.
Yeah. And, we warned about this. I mean, it's not like you aren't warned. If you're listening to our podcast or you listen to our weekly community updates, like, we warn about this heavily. We actually start warning about this like in March.
Yeah.
Your year is about to get away from you. And you need to be aware of that in March. Like, when you end that first quarter, you've got 25% of your year gone. It's going to be November before you know it. And so you hit November and it's Thanksgiving. I used to work with a guy who would take off basically Thanksgiving through New Year every year. Mm-hmm. He saved all of his vacation time and took month of December off.
Wow.
And that's the mentality.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's say you're even like just a standard business. You don't care about holidays too much. You just want to get work done. That doesn't mean that's not what everybody else is doing.
Yes. And that's the biggest challenge.
When I say like the economy is picking up here, and I talk about the Black Friday and Cyber Monday, people are preparing for big sales on those 2 days because everybody's been holding back purchasing throughout the year until now, because now they feel like, okay, I'm confident. And then there's all these companies that are going to try to catch up on their loss of revenue throughout the year and see a big push. Like, we're feeling it here at Humanize IT, where everybody's signing up for our product right now that should have signed up 3 months ago, 4 months ago. And so it's a huge rush right now, and which I'm grateful for, but I just wish it would have happened months ago. And so the economy is going to go through a really, really intense period here over the next 6 weeks, if I'm correct, of purchasing. Are you, as an MSP, ready for this? Given that you're going to be fighting holiday schedules at the same time. So let's say you take off Thursday or just Thursday afternoon for your meal. That's it. Now, the rest of your customers may be pushing their Thanksgiving to the first week of December, so they can have what we call Christgiving, Christmas, Thanksgiving combinations for bigger families.
Yep.
Or maybe they're going to have Friendsgiving, where they're going to meet and with all their friends, and you bring potluck and you have fun, and because you don't have really any family. There's all these events that are happening that affect your customers, so they can't meet with you and purchase from you.
Yeah.
They may want to buy that new product. They may want to replace those laptops as part of their Cyber Monday deal, but because they're distracted by personal things, they don't know. They won't be able to take advantage of it, or they're going to be distracted. You may be prepared, but your clients are distracted as all get out. So how do you deal with the Thanksgiving turmoil coming up? Any tips, Skip?
You avoid it. I don't, and that's
Skip's number one.
I think kind of back to my earlier comment that we can plan, we can, be cognizant of this, but there is very little that we can actually do about it because so many of these factors are external. It's our clients, it's overall consumer supplies. I mean, you may be looking at your business and go, nothing that I do personally and my business reactions to my clients are going to be impacted by Thanksgiving. Okay, that's fine. But do you get anything from FedEx or UPS? All right. They are definitely impacted by the season that's coming up. All right. And so now what you're thinking, this will be a no problem. I'll get this. And all of a sudden, you've got an extra day or maybe two, or now it's just lost in shipping or whatever. There are all these external factors that you really can't control. And by planning and avoiding, my avoiding there is you really need to be avoiding critical activities during this time unless you already have everything in place. If there is something outside of your control and it's critical to business relations, functionality, their year-end goals for your company, for your client, this is a really challenging time to do that. And I mean, I'm just kind of too late now, right? But those need to be at other time slots because there's just too much outside of our control.
I have one trick that I can suggest to people that you can do next week. And it's a Hail Mary, but it does work, like say 1 out of 5 times, maybe 1 out of 10. Go in and create a proposal. Look at your client and see where are their biggest pain point assets. Laptops and computers, like that one computer that's like 10 years old that they never updated, or Sally's laptop, and she is the admin assistant. Sorry, I'm coughing so much into the mic for those of you with earbuds on. I try to hit mute when I cough. But anyways, go in and create a proposal and tell your client, I have Cyber Monday coming up, and we have Black Friday coming up. On behalf of my clients, I'm going to hit some insane deals because we're expecting some big deals on Cyber Monday and Black Friday from Dell, Lenovo, Amazon. Everybody's going to go crazy. If I see a good deal on mid-range laptops, would you give me a okay to spend $3,000, $5,000, whatever it is? Just give me a blanket okay, and I will purchase on your behalf.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the best deal you're going to see all year long. And I will act on your behalf, and I will replace these 3 computers that have been on our table forever. But so don't directly quote. Get a budget proposal in front of the client, get them to e-sign it, and then get it in hand. And then when Cyber Monday comes across, if you have 10 of these in hand, and this guy's doing 3, this girl's doing 4, you've got a pile of 10 of them, mid-range laptops, then buy the 10.
Yeah.
Go in and you're going to up on 10. You're going to bring them all in. You're going to image them. It's going to cost you like 5 minutes, depending on your setup. I'm going to assume most of you are good at imaging at this point in your lives. And you're going to hand them to the clients. And everybody's going to win. And you're going to get margin on that. And you're going to get billable hours on that. So next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, be like, hey, I was listening to the Humanize IT podcast. They're predicting that there's going to be some crazy deals on Friday and Monday. I have nothing else to do with my time. I'm a hard worker. I'm taking a half day off on Thursday. Friday, I'm going to hit Best Buy. I'm going to hit whoever has the manufacturers of your stuff, and we check their deals. If they're no good, I won't do one. I will go in on Monday, and I'm going to check all the deals on Amazon, on Dell, on IBM, and Lenovo, and who has the deals. I will take them if I can see a crazy good deal, and I will buy on your behalf. I just need a budget.
No,
that's all you have to do. That's my one trick that I'm giving you MSPs out there, that if you came up to me as a small business owner and I'm like, okay, I've got some extra money. I'm expecting more purchases over the next 12 months because of the picked up economy. I would like to get these things off my plate because it's a pain. I've got this kiosk where my customers check out and it's always glitching, but I haven't had any money to do it. Okay, this is a great way for everybody to save money. This is how you work with your clients.
Yes. And they're going to appreciate that. I mean, it's one of these deals where you're working for them to help them, and this will work really well with your clients that are a little more cash strapped, or maybe they're not so much cash strapped, just their cash flow is irregular, right? And they're always having to prioritize, what they're going to spend on this time. This is a way you come in and say, hey, I can help you. This is a spike in your cash flow. Let's work together and make it as small a spike as possible. And, there's some upsell items that you can do. I'll just charge you whatever it is. You can put a small fee on that, but charge them for your time. All right. So, and maybe you flat rate that as well, some sort of setup service or whatever. Yeah. So you get the margin on your service and you don't have to worry about the margin on the hardware. That's too small anyway.
Hey, a lot of people mark out the hardware by like 30%. I personally don't believe in doing that because it's One, I'm lazy when it comes to administration. My money comes from billable hours.
Yep.
And like if you see the breakdown of why do we charge what we do in our software, there's a breakdown for it. Mm-hmm. So the idea there being like you can do one, you can charge a retainer fee. Like, look, of the $5,000 that you're okaying, or the $1,000 you're okaying for me to purchase on Monday, 100 of that is going to me you doing my time.
There you go. Yeah.
And then you're going to purchase. And then there will be another, probably, if we're going to do 2 laptops, it's $150 per laptop or whatever your setup fee is. Look, you just made $200 there. For a small MSP, that's great, especially when you have 10 customers who take care of that deal. Mm-hmm. And so do flat rate. Say, hey, I will put you on my Cyber Monday deal. I'm going to take my holiday or Friday. I am going to hoof it to Best Buy on your behalf, fight the lines, and everybody else is going to fall for these crazy deals that really aren't deals. I know my product line. I know they have Dell Latitude laptops there. I know they have this series. I know exactly what the price point is. And if it's 20% under, I will buy 10.
Yeah.
And everybody else is going to, and maybe there's a doorbuster there. Maybe I'll grab the doorbuster while I'm there. Or on Cyber Monday, I know which outlets, which sites are going to be running the best deals. And I know, so I'm going to use that flat $100 fee for me not to take a holiday and to represent you and save you thousands of dollars. And just put people on your list. I wonder if there's like a buyer mechanic there, like, hey, I'm going to work one time a year for all the MSPs, and my one job is to aggregate all the sales and say, here's the flash deal. I will buy 100 of these.
Well, we can definitely tell which one of us is the Black Friday shopper and which one is not.
I went Black Friday shopping.
Clarified that.
I went Black Friday shopping once. It actually wasn't too bad. I went later in the day. I went at 10 a.m. and I did not hit any tech stores. You know what I hit? Menards.
Oh,
that place was magical at 10 a.m. because everybody was out, but they had it all set up with like free popcorn and snacks. And like, I was there with Elijah because I had to buy, like, something broke in our house and I had to fix it. And I just went in, like, I didn't even think about Black Friday. I just thought, hey, I need to get this door handle or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And I went in like, man, this is kind of nice. There's hot cocoa at the door, there's popcorn. Elijah's like 3 or 2 at the time. And he's just like having a ball with, like, he's got his popcorn, he's got his cocoa. He's just happy, like trucking along with me. And I'm like, okay, I see why people do this.
No. You have to work really hard to get me out on that madness. So,
oh yeah, I'm pretty parked.
I'm much rather. So kind of the one that we haven't talked about this. We do some years, is what do the tech guys do? Other ones, my wife, she likes doing the Black Friday shopping. Me, I'll sleep in a little bit later, then I'll get up and I'll go to the office where it's nice and quiet and I can enjoy my coffee and, work on some items. The phone's not ringing. It was just really, really nice. And everybody has their own places to go, right?
Yeah. Back when I was doing my consulting days in corporate, I would work on the Friday after Thanksgiving. I remember one day it was just a bunch of us. Like, they were trying to snap up any consultants they could because we were not W-2. We would sell our souls for cash. It was 2 times consulting pay. And people, Adam Walter was a tier 3 engineer at this time. So 2 times pay? Yes, thank you very much. And so I think that was the first time I ever cleared $100 an hour as a enterprise employee. That was a good time for a young whippersnapper in the IT field.
And there's always opportunities. We've talked about all these challenges and how much to plan ahead. But just like Adam's talking with your small customers and doing the Black Friday, in all this mayhem, there is going to be some opportunity. I've always heard the sales term. There's mystery in the margin. Maybe we can twist that a little bit, and maybe there may be margin in the mayhem. So you just got to find it.
Definitely. Like it's all about, like, you look at risks, you look at chaos, and in chaos there is opportunity. Mm-hmm. Always, always, always. Some people have a fight or flight mentality. They see chaos and they just they back off. Yeah. Some people see chaos and are able to pick out like that if I just take advantage of that, I'm going to take off. So use this time around Thanksgiving. One, yes, change windows are great. Great to get in there, get some last minute work done. Understand that your time is short. And I know we spent a lot of time talking about take advantage of this idea of like your clients are like, I'm just gonna like hunker down for the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna say, tell you what, while you're hunkering down, let me take advantage of things on your behalf. This is what I do. And get that proposal in front of them. And then 3, take some time for yourself. For the love. One of the things that they talked about in my Bachelor of Science, Computer Science classes when they're teaching programming was, you can program for 6 straight hours, but you won't get much done. It's diminishing returns.
Yep.
If you take breaks and work for 4 hours, you'll get twice as much work done. Yep. And so they say, hey, work for 50 minutes, take a 10-minute break. Work for 50 minutes, take a 20-minute break. Work for 50 minutes. And like that was like the routine. And you can get a lot more done. So you may be wanting to work really hard to push the end of this year. By all means, work really hard, but put breaks in there. Otherwise, you're going to work really hard and get really stressed, and you're going to get less done and make poorer decisions.
Yep.
A rested mind makes efficient decisions and wise ones. A tired mind works hard and makes bad decisions. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. I am going to be, this is Monday, this is coming out. So I'll be at work for the rest of the week until Turkey Day. And then I'm going to head for Thanksgiving and eat too much food, play board games, yell at my family. And
no, your family's yelling at you.
We're avoiding the game Monopoly. It's like, this is like the 6th year or so that no one's played Monopoly or something like that. I got better games anyways. Board game of choice. Sebastian bought us Tesoro. Fantastic board game, pathfinding. So sounds nerdy, but it's a great game, mindless game to play with a group of people. Each game lasts about 5 minutes. That's my board game recommendation for Thanksgiving this year.
That's cool.
All right, everyone. All right. Thank you very much. Happy Turkey Day for all of you internationally. Enjoy not hearing from people from the United States for 2 days. See you all later.